My name is Clay Hassler, and I'm an independent filmmaker based in North Carolina. Basically, my background is I've done short narrative work, fictional films, and commercial and web content for television and the web. And we are currently working on our first independent feature film called For Josh. So we are in pre-production, currently casting for the film, location scouting, and finalizing all the small details before our shoot from December 1st to the 16th here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. For Josh is a drama about teen homelessness. Now, it's not just a film that covers or tries to solve the problem of teen homelessness. It's just about one kid who, at the age of 18, he's been raised by his grandmother most of his life, and she passes away. And so she leaves him with absolutely nothing. And so he's kicked out of the apartment they were living in together, and he's put out on the street and dropped off at the shelter downtown. And the whole film is sort of chronicles his journey as he tries to adapt to that new lifestyle and get back on his feet after hitting absolute rock bottom, and the people he meets along the way. But what makes the story sort of modern is that it's told through his Facebook updates. Josh, the one thing that he takes with him to the shelters is this used iPod Touch that he got for Christmas. And so he keeps the world updated through that iPod Touch and through Facebook. And it's the one thing, his only link to the world outside of the shelter. And so he tells the story through his Facebook updates. The film is actually inspired by a true story about a kid we know, and a kid that we still stay in contact with. He doesn't live in North Carolina anymore. He's moved down to Florida. He's living with a family, and doing very well, actually. But for about a year, he was moving from shelter to shelter, and he was the only one within his age range. He was 19, 20 years old. And so my wife and I got to meet him in this chance encounter, and we sort of stayed up with him for about 9 to 10 months, and tried to help him as best as we could, and had meetings with some of his counselors in downtown, and yeah, just became really good friends. And through that process, he told me he wanted to write a story based on his life, and based on the last several months of him sort of hopping from shelter to shelter. And he asked if I would help him do that, and I said I'd be more than happy to. This movie is about family, and because it deals with broken families, our main character, I would say his goal for one is to get out of the shelter, and that's what he tries to do throughout the film. But really what he wants, what his need is he wants a family. He grew up in a broken home. His grandmother, who raised him, did everything she could to be a good parent, be good support, but ultimately he never had a relationship with his parents. His dad is in prison. His mom passed away when he was very young. My favorite part of this process is the collaboration, and that's the one thing I love most about filmmaking, is gathering together a crew and a team of people who each are uniquely talented, who are gifted creatively, and I think first and foremost have a sincere passion for the project. And so it's not just a film that I'm making, but it's a film that a lot of people have their hand in and can be very proud of. And so for me, I think my favorite aspect about this is working with the crew. Always on set, whether it's a TV commercial, whether it's a film, I always say my first priority is my actors. My other first priority is my crew. And so working with those two parties, collaborating with the actors, coaching them, directing them, allowing myself to make new discoveries through their performance, seeing things I've never seen before, allowing them to shine, giving them room to pursue their craft and to do what they do best. Working with designers and cinematographers who bring a whole new idea visually to the screen and are able to contribute in a significant way through their lighting design, their costumes, wardrobe, makeup, props, and how those all interact with the bigger picture. And even roles like assistants in casting and production assistants. I think everyone who wants to be a part of filmmaking has something to add. And so already we've got about 20 to 30 people collaborating on this project, and everyone who we brought on our team has contributed and have helped us make new discoveries about this film. So that's the coolest part, is being a part of a team that works as one and making the best film that we can possibly make. I think that naturally audiences gravitate towards films and remember films based on character. And I think that is the number one rule for any narrative filmmaking is plot doesn't make character, but character is plot. But I think always people will gravitate towards films that are character-driven because we go to movies to empathize with characters. We want to feel something. We don't feel something just by robots killing each other. We feel something because we have an intimate connection. There's a moment in the film where we are sort of communicating with the film, and we leave transformed. Movies have always done that for audiences. We've gone to escape, we've gone to be in somebody else's shoes. But I think if you look at films throughout history, from Casablanca to Jane Campion's Piano, the films that we remember, the films that we love, the films that are put within the canon of great films and great movies are always ones based on character.